Students, whatever homework is given to you, you have to submit it on the very next day between 8 am to 1 pm to the given WhatsApp number, and it is compulsory to submit your homework as your attendance will be marked on the basis of your submission.
Hello students, I am Kavita Gopalani from KGK school. Our chapter is 9, chapter number 9, Fundamental Rights, Fundamental Duties and Directive Principle of State Policy. Our standard 9. In previous lectures we have learned that about the fundamental rights, and now we will learn about the fundamental duties. We have also learned that fundamental rights are celebrated. The day is celebrated on 10th December from 1948 by the United Nations General Assembly. Now we will see that our fundamental duties are celebrated as a Fundamental Duties Day on 6th January. On 6th January every year we are celebrating this day as a Fundamental Duties Day. We have seen that as every coin has two sides. One is head and that is the tail. That means we are having fundamental rights for the rights which are given by the Constitution to get respect, to get needs, fulfill our needs, and to live a very dignified life in our society. So in the same way we have also to perform some duties, and these duties are named as fundamental duties. Every citizen of the country, as he has given the rights, in the same way he has given some duties by our Constitution, which we should perform in our daily life to protect our national integrity, national unity, and see that either we are irrespective of the diversity, we have to follow all these duties very well. And so our first duty is to abide and respect its ideal institution, national flag and national anthem. First of all, our foremost duty is to respect, to see that our national anthem, when the national anthem is going on, we should stand in a stand position, so that we should respect it, whether we are going and at the time we are walking or we are doing any work. We should stand still at that moment when the national anthem is going on, and when we see that national flag is being hoisted, then also we have to salute it. We should see also that the national flag is not being thrown anywhere, or it is not used by any of the private companies or private public to make the use in either way. So they should use it in such a way that it gives the respect to our nation. Second, it is to cheer and follow noble idols which inspire the national struggle for freedom. Mostly we have seen that when Britishers were ruling on our country, at that time we have struggled for national freedom, and at that moment we have also seen that many followers, that is many leaders, have given their sacrifices to make our country free, to see that our national peoples, our citizens of our country are having freedom, and for that, if need arise, with the idols which they have used, the things which they have taught, we should use them and to follow them, their idols, and inspire our national struggle. Whenever the need arise, now also in our country, in future also, if the need arise, we should stand in first position to get our national struggle and movement for freedom, and inspire other people also to do the same thing. Third is to uphold and protect the national sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. It means when we are living in a country which has many of the religious people and many of the communities people are living in it. So when the need arises for the unity, when there is a struggle, when there are people are disturbing everyone, and when they are fighting within themselves, then the need arises for the unity. And so for that time, the integrity of the nation, for the future, for the integrity means for the man and saman of our country, we should stand in first position. We should uphold and protect the sovereignty of our country. Fourth point is to defend the country when the need arises. Whenever the need arises, that means when any other country is going to take over our position, take over our freedom, when they are coming to disturb us or creating struggles for us, then the need arises for the defense. So all to defend the country when the need arises. Means when, as for example, as now on nowadays, China's country is having creating struggle for us in our life and taking our boundaries. So at that time we should stand first to defend the country as the need arises. We had also seen in many pictures that the heroes which are playing, which are working as the soldiers, they are giving their full points, explaining this point to defend the country. Whether they are at the right moment they are got married or they are going to marry, then also they leave their position as it on and they come forward to defend our country as the need arises. Next, our point is to promote the brotherhood. To promote the brotherhood means when there is any type of struggles, the parties, people are fighting with each other, and between the struggle is between the communities, Hindu, Muslim, this type of struggle is going on. At that time, we should stand first to uphold, to promote the brotherhood, that we are all are equal and we are all are brothers. To say these people, to convince these people, to in this way, the brotherhood, to promote the brotherhood, we should come forward. That to value and preserve the heritage and culture, which things we have got from our ancient forefathers. That is, as the Taj Mahal, there is a rivers, natural things, natural heritage. We should protect each and everything in our country. The things which are near us, the things which we can easily control, easily protect them. So we should do this duty easily. And we should natural heritage and natural culture, the culture which we had man-made, the culture which we have also made, that is the man-made culture also, we should protect it. As many buildings we have made, many things we have created for our future generation, to give them as in their integrity, as their national wealth. So these things we should protect whenever the need arises. To promote the environment means the environment in which everything is considered. Forests, lakes, wild animals, wild living things, everything which can come under the heading of the environment. We should protect it. We should not throw garbages anywhere on the road. We should not give out chemicals, waters from in the rivers to flow in the rivers, as it spoils the river's water. So we should protect the environment. It is our duty not to spoil anything, whether it is a forest, whether it is a river. As we have seen, many people are cutting the trees in the forest to get their livelihood, to get their goods for their livelihood, to prepare their food. So it is their duty. If they are cutting the trees, in the same way they should give more words. They should plant more trees there also. So the environment is getting protected. To develop scientific temper and humanism. To develop scientific temper means when the need arises, as the people are giving, and mostly the rumors are spreading every now and then. So we should first think the things which are right, exact right, we should follow that. For that we should follow the scientific temper. We should not follow the people on the blindlessly or in orthodox manners. In orthodox manners means mostly the village peoples are thinking that this sadhu or this sant, this and the rishis are telling this way, so we should follow them. First of all, we should think that this is that thing right, is this thing that we should follow, so that scientific temper should be maintained. And for that humanism matlab means the things which we should working with others. We are working with many of our peoples around us, so we should protect them. We should not see that we are getting profit or not. We should respect and safeguard all human beings. That is, humanism is maintained. As in says in this, that insaniyat, we should maintain the insaniyat in each and every field of our life. Next is to safeguard the public property. Public property means as the banks, insurance companies, forests, public paths, where public places, temples, we should protect each and everything. That is to safeguard the public property. All these things gives us the duties we should perform as a fundamental duties. Our next topic is about, we have seen that this fundamental duty, every citizen is performing exactly, then he should maintain its sovereignty, unity in state policy. In this we will see that this directive principle of state policy which were made by our great leader, that is Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. He has told that these directive principles are as necessary to rule the region. To rule the region means to rule the country. If we want to rule the country, we should make these principles as the foundation. When we are want to build flats in a building, and at the building having 10 floors, then we should first give the support to our that flats, that is by constructing pillars. And these pillars are not anything but these directive principles which are given, which are written to make the policy so that the state is governed easily. These policies are maintained by the state also and by the state government, that is at the central level. These policies are maintained so to give the guidance and to protect the future and present government. If we want to protect our present government and if we want to protect our future government at both the levels, at the central level also and at the state level also, if we want to protect our government, we should use the policies, that the principles which are made by the state policies in the directive principles heading, and this give guidance how to make our state policies. Next, it is our moral responsibility of the state government to follow these rules. Whether we are following or not, it is not binding. It is on our choice. The rules which we have made in the directive principle are to be followed or not. It is our moral responsibility, but it is not written in anywhere that you have to follow. It is not compulsory for any of the state government. We can also avoid them. But if we are following them, it is our making our country giving full foundation. That is the foundation, the leaf which we are building, on which we are building. That is these are the pillars on which we are going to maintain our present and future government. Next is our main principle of this directive principle. To make this directive principle is to give social and political and economic justice to all. By this making directive principles, we are going to give social justice, political justice and economic justice to each and every citizen of our country. To all means to each and every citizen of our country, whether he is rich, whether he is poor, whether he is black in color or any other community or following any religion, we are giving this to all. That is the main principle, is to give the protection to each and every kind of people in our country. It does not provide any legal support or legal rights. This means if we are not going to follow any of these directive principles while we are making state or central government policies, then no other government is going to provide any legal support. We have to follow. It is our moral responsibility. But if we are not following, we are not going to get any type of support or any legal rights against it. It is on our to make use of it or not to use. As these words are said by Dr. Ambedkar, that to rule the region, these principles are the foundation. It means when we, as for example, if we are in our full body, we have heart which plays a main role on if our heart stops working, then our body will also stop. We will not be able to move any part of our body. If the blood circulation is stopped, our body will become as loose. Our body will not work. In the same way, if we are following this state policy, directive principles, the state government will also work in a proper and in nourishing way, that there will be no type of any problems will be created. So for the body, as the heart is working in proper way, it means that our body is also working in proper way, as the blood circulation is going on and it is in and out. This process is going on in our body. And so in the same way, if we are following the directive principles, it means at both the level, at the central level and at the state level, it gives us the foundation, it gives us the guidance, it gives us the support to get all these rights, all these things, policies which will not be made in again and again, which will help to run our region easily and without any problems, whether they are problem of the natural type of problems, whether the problems arises in our internal affairs all the problems can be solved by making this directive principle uses of directive principle. Now we will see that the directive principles are divided into few sections. These last sections are they are divided into 5 sections. Our first section is economic policies. That means the directive principles are divided for the economic policy, for making our economic policies. These policies are meant for the wealth which we are having, and the equal pays, the wealth and assets which we are having in our country. All these assets and wealth which we are having should be owned by our government, and which we are owning as our property, that is our personal assets and wealth. How we should protect them, how we should pay the tax about them. All these policies are made by the state policy. How much income tax we have to pay, how we will be the owner of this assets. With all these related wealth and assets in these economic policies, all these rules are made. Next, it is made to give the equal pay. It means if we are having a business and we have many of the workers working in our business, so we should give them equal pay for equal work. Equal pay for equal work. It means when they are working in our field, we have to be paid them equal payment. For they are working for the same as the others are working. We should not give any discrimination in paying their pay, in paying their wages. So the equal pay and equal wages means equal pay for equal work. And we should also maintain their good health for the laborers. Laborers means the workers which are working in our field. We should also see that they are not being disturbed in any type of, their health is also maintained. So these policies are related to economic policies, and for any businessmen, any traders, any factory owners, they should maintain the good health of the laborers. Yes, for example, when any factory industrialist is getting work from the many laborers, it is his responsibility to maintain the park, to maintain the hygienity of the workers, to see that they are also getting work done easily and their health is also maintained. So their chemicals do not spoil their skin. All these things should be maintained. Our next policy is about the social policy. Social policy means the samaj which we are having, the country in which, the society in which we are living. The policies maintained to maintain the environment in that the social policies and rules are made. First, these rules are made for the weaker section. Weaker section means the people which are having less community, less people in their society. That is the scheduled caste people, scheduled tribes people. They have less number of people, so their section is to be maintained. And to uniform civil code, it means we have to give them a special code. That is, you have to wear this type of clothes. We should, while we are going to office, we should wear a uniform. That is the compulsory. That is uniform civil code. And the right of environment, we should give them as an environment to maintain the employment, the rights of employment. If we want to get them work and we want that unemployment should be removed from our country, all the people should get the employment. So these rules are maintained. So mostly we see that the people who are living in villages, they are not getting work as every day and they are not paid properly. So this rights is give them, a social policy is maintained to give the work to each and every person, so that they get easily 2 times meal a day. For that the government is making the works, getting them work to maintain the roads, to maintain the bridges. Government is giving them employment, so that the people of the low caste, low level income, below level poverty people, those are getting easily their income to get their meals a day. Our third policy is international and political policy. International and political policy means the rules which we have made for our international trade, the trade which we are going to do with other countries. The trade, for example, we want to trade with England, we want to trade with China. As we have seen, mostly the people of China countries people, we are using mobiles, we are using their games. Yes, games they are being provided. All this for this, how we have to use them, how much we have to pay for that, and what is our international policies. Policies are maintained to give them business for to also see that we are also having profit, and other countries also getting profit from us. So internal trade and the trade between the two countries is known as international trade. So for that we have to maintain Panchayat Raj in our country, so that each and every member of a village, of our taluka, of our district should get its rights properly. So for that we have to maintain a Panchayat Raj, that is a Sarpanch should be there to take hold, to note that who is not getting up till now the income, who has not get support, so he should give name of it. Next, it is liberty. Liberty means we should provide them freedom. That is the freedom of speech, freedom of moving from one area to other area. And for that, we should give them liberty. And next is our peace and security. We should maintain peace and security of our country. For that, we should see that each and every people who are living in our country should live properly and with peacefully. And the environment should be full of security. Our second last point is educational and cultural rights. In this educational and cultural rights, we are getting the rights, that is the children who are below to 6 to 14 years have to get the free education. It means the government had made the rule for them that to give them free education. The children who are age of 6 to 14 years, up till 14 years, they can get free education in the government schools. And this free education is also provided them with many books are given, notebooks are given to them, and one-time meal is also provided by the government in the government schools. And that to give the proper education to the children, as the children are the foundation, are the main need of our future government. So that they should be get educated. To keep them educated, this type of rights are maintained. And to preserve the heritage, it means the things which we are having from our forefathers. We should give to each and maintain our things. To preserve these rights, this heritage, we are maintaining the cultural, to maintain our preserved heritage, as we are having Taj Mahal, as we are having many rivers as Ganga, Brahmaputra. We should see that these rivers are not spoiled by the people. As we have seen in Haridwar, mostly the people are getting bad there and spoiling the rivers by throwing many of things in it. But we should maintain, the government policy is to maintain the rivers water fully pure. So the government has made educational and cultural rights to maintain all this. Our last topic is fundamental. Last topic of directive principle is the health policy. Health policy means the policies, the rules which we are made for our health. For example, as the this epidemic is going on, COVID-19. In this, government is making many policies about the health of the people. That is, the rapid test method is used. That people who are get corona, they are given free treatment in the government hospitals. Government had made many COVID-19 centers for them. So, for making the people hygienic, hygienic means the things in the environment in which they are living, they should be not get spoiled. And to give them production and to environment, to see that the prohibition of the liquors, prohibition of the drugs should be avoided, so that the people, the environment should be safe and safely for the people, and their health is to be maintained. Thus we have learned about the directive principles, its 5 sections, and each and everything. If any doubt is being there, you should call about that.